Grudge Life Academy, G.L.A. Nation, stand up. We in the building. I'm gonna get straight to it. Yesterday, man, I'm sitting back, enjoying myself yesterday on a Sunday. Saw about 3 races on Facebook, from people going live and stuff like that. And after 3 races, a lot happened in each race. That's, it's kind of funny as the night went on and me just watching from Facebook. And me just saying, like, golly, how does stuff like this happen? So let's break it down. And you got to understand, when I do podcasts and I talk about races and stuff like that, I don't really try to bring in people's names too much, or, the bikes too much, because, once again, I don't know 99% of the people that's in the race world, and people who got bikes and who's the owners and just the riders. So It be a lot of politics sometimes when you talking about other people's bikes, you know what I'm saying? I ain't worried about how people feel, but it's just a respect thing, you know what I'm saying? When it comes to our bikes, I don't care what you say, you know what I'm saying? Because if you ain't racing us, what you're saying ain't important. That's just how I look at it. But out these 3 races, it was a KTM. The first race was a KTM with gas versus a Yamaha. I don't know what year Yamaha, but it was a Yamaha YZ450F. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure it wasn't the last generation. It might have been between 2014 to 2017 Yamaha. Might not, but let's say for sure between 2010 to 17 model Yamaha. And the KTM probably was 15 and up KTM. You know what I'm saying? It was a pretty good looking KTM, so had to been like I think it was a factory edition. But anyway, KTM with gas head up versus a Yamaha YZ450. In that first race, in my opinion, I feel like the Yamaha needed at least the head up brake. You get what I'm saying? Because I feel like head up, I don't care how many times they ran it back, I don't feel like the Yamaha would have beat the KTM head up. Just on the fact that it got gas, so that KTM, you might beat out the hole, but that KTM coming topside, coming down so heavy, so fast that you got the ability to, catch you. You know what I'm saying? So I think if the Yamaha had a head up brake, ain't no telling. You know what I'm saying? I would have bet everything with the Yamaha there. But just a head up race off the flashlight, I gotta give the advantage to the KTM. But the KTM won that first race, and it was no argument. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't nobody looking at the video, none of that. You know what I'm saying? It was a clear win by the KTM. The owner from the rider from the Yamaha, he came back and said he lost. You know what I'm saying? And he was ready to go on to the next race. He ain't triple about it. It is what it is. He lost that one. You know what I'm saying? And the funny part about that race was, if you could go back and look at the videos from the beginning, even my eyes, the Yamaha out the hole killed them out the hole. I think by the time they got to the 60, that Yamaha had to been out by at least a bike, or at least half a bike. But Yamaha came out the hole strong. But it's funny, from the beginning, even the people on the KTM side, how the side that would want the Yamaha to win, how they was acting from the beginning. It had the people that them bet their money with the KTM, and the KTM team had them feeling like that they lost. You know what I'm saying? Because if you stand at the finish line, from your point of view, it looked like the Yamaha win, because it felt like it was no way that KTM was going to catch that Yamaha. So as the bikes coming back from going down the road, the KTM came back first, revving the engine and stuff like that. And everybody saying, oh, ain't no way, ain't no way, ain't no way. Then the Yamaha came back and he didn't say much, but letting them boys know that he lost, you know what I'm saying? So I know it's gonna be hard to describe what happened in the videos and bring it to y'all, but what I'm saying is this was the first race of that day between the camps. Now, before I get into the second race and third race, just know it was a lot of arguing when it came to the next two races. But I noticed the first race, I didn't see the finish line, but it was a clear understanding that the KTM win. But I feel like reason why it wasn't no fight, no argument, or no need to see the video, not because the rider said he lost. It's just a simple fact that they knew that they didn't have enough for that KTM head up. They tried them anyway. Get what I'm saying? That's how them boys. That's how they race. They ain't scared to race nobody head up. You know what I'm saying? I respect that. But I feel like they knew it was a gamble coming in. You know what I'm saying? So they're looking at it like, shoot, we ain't expecting to beat the KTM, but we coming to try y'all. We coming to win, but we didn't expect to win that race. So I felt like it wasn't no argument because I feel like everybody before that race started, they know it was a gamble race, meaning the KTM is supposed to. If the KTM do what it's supposed to do, the KTM with gas was going to win that race, clear as day, and that's what happened. That's what happened at first. It wasn't no argument. Both riders, one rider said he win, the other rider said he lose. There was no argument, no checking videos. Cool, everybody got paid. The winners got paid, the losers paid out. You know what I'm saying? So I take that first race explaining to y'all that first race went smooth. It was daylight, bright as day. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like the only reason why that first race went smooth is because they knew it had to be some kind of luck or just any slight chance that they was going to for sure beat that KTM. Not saying they had doubt, but like they know they had to have some. They know they had to have a good 60, which they did. They had a good perfect 60 to get out there and give themselves a chance, and they did whatever they had to do. You out 60 the man, you kill him off the light, and you lose. You can't argue with that, man. You did everything you can. The bike was just faster. That's just the truth. Now I'm not discrediting the KTM rider, but in my opinion, and I stand on it, the Yamaha had a better rider. You know what I'm saying? The Yamaha had a better rider. That's just my opinion. So moving on to the second race now. The second race was involving another camp. All right? It wasn't the KTM with gas camp. It was another camp. Now the other camp, the second race was with the same bike. No, scratch that. I mistake that. It was what with a different bike, same rider. Now I don't know if it was the same camp that owned that bike. Like I said, I don't know. I don't want to mislead or say the wrong thing, but plain and simple, that rider was with the first race that was on the Yamaha was on another Yamaha. I believe, yeah, it was another Yamaha. And he gave just one bike off the light to another Yamaha, a different camp. So, second race, it was the same rider off the Yamaha from the first race, and it was a different Yamaha from a different camp with the second race that got one bike off the light. Now, one bike off the light meaning they not racing head up, meaning whichever bike is getting the one bike, he set out one full bike from back tire to front tire. And when the light come on, they both leave. You know what I'm saying? If I was them, I would have asked for one in the brick. And they wasn't gonna give me one in the brick, I wasn't gonna take it. Cause somebody set you up one in the light, they can steal that back by killing you off the light and a good 60. Now that one you had doesn't mean nothing. So with that second race, if I was that team with that Yamaha that got that one bike lead, I would have asked for one in the break. You know what I'm saying? Well, you got the full advantage to go when you want to go. You know what I'm saying? Surprise something. But when you're dealing with a good rider like that, you got to try to pitch your rider, give him some kind of advantage to make him more comfortable. So, second race, when they gave that bike one in the break, I was surprised. But once again, I respect it because it's racing, it's gambling. And I felt like, obviously, they knew they could have beat that bike head up. And I guess the camp that got one off the light, one bike in off the light, I feel like they knew they couldn't beat that bike head up. So when you get that understanding, it's kind of like a give or take there. So I guess the best they could have get out the other people was giving them one bike off the light. So some people might think, drop some comments, some people might think, you need one in the break because, you know, that one bike that off the light, that really ain't no advantage. But, you know, people might look at just getting the head up break as an advantage. You know what I'm saying? Some people might need two in the break. Everybody different, man. So back to the race. I was surprised that they was giving that other Yamaha one off the light. So the race happened. Nobody jumped off the light. They went down. Now, once again, I want y'all to understand how the crowd can affect races. You know what I'm saying? That's not my main point of this video. But what I'm trying to explain is, first race, it was no argument. Because I felt like they know they can't beat the KTM with gas. Then the second race was another gamble, but it was I felt like they felt more comfortable with this gamble opposed to the first gamble. You know what I'm saying? So the second gamble, they go down, and the bike that got one off the light, he's saying that he won. The bike that gave them one off the light saying he won. Now, the crowd plays effect in this because, once again, right out the gate, the Yamaha with the rider from the first race, people said he caught the bike and got around him, and they saying there's no way the bike that got caught could come back around the bike that caught him, which kind of sounds logical, you know what I'm saying? But in racing, ain't nothing logical because you don't know what's gonna happen. You know what I'm saying? I done see in a quarter-mile race, 8-mile race, the lead change probably but 2 or 3 times. How? That's just racing. Things happen. So in that situation, the first bike to come back was the bike that gave him one in the brick. That was the first bike to come back. When that bike came back, that bike was revving the engine, saying that he won. Now the other bike that got one in the lead, not one in the lead, one off the light, he came back second, and he's saying that he won. Now this is where the argument started, and I feel like this is where the whole night it was gonna be a problem in the next race. Regardless of who won or who lost, I knew it was gonna be a problem. But they came back and they was arguing about who won. Long story short, with that second race, like I said, the first race, ain't nobody checked on cameras because one rider say he won, the other rider say he lost, and they respect their rider. They know that they feel like their rider ain't gonna lie. Come to the second race, now when they go to look for camera, video evidence, check the camera and stuff like that, the finish line, nobody got a finish line shot. Nobody. You telling me it was over probably like 500 people out there for sure, easily. or probably just about 500. I don't know. 500 might be a big number, but 500 ain't really a lot when you get a group of people. You start counting off. You be like, okay, once you reach 100, you start looking around. So this is a little patch over here. This is 100 people. 500 people sound like a lot, but it's not really a lot. But anyway, out of all them people out there, out of all the people that's betting money, you would think that somebody will make sure somebody is down there from either camp to record the finish line. Because if it comes down to you winning by a nose, you need that video. You want to get your money. So in that race, which was a good race, for you to give somebody one off the light and come back and kind of like make it a close race, that bike fast. Not to discredit the other bike, but if you get somebody one off the light and you could come back and come down to like one side saying you won, other side, hey, that means the other man didn't do his job, plain and simple. If you think, this is my opinion, if you think somebody didn't have a video of that finish line, I feel like you just don't understand racing, you know what I'm saying? I feel like the people who had the video of the finish line was probably on the team that got the one bike off the light, and they feel like if they show the video, it's gonna show them boys losing. So in that situation, like I said, racing, it's a 30 game, man. You know what I'm saying? You can trust people, but you can race somebody 5 times, 6 times, they might act like they ain't see their staff lose. You know what I'm saying? It be like that. That's just racing. But what I want y'all to understand is maybe the team that won didn't have nobody with video, but I'm pretty sure the team that got that one off the light, that one bike off the light, I know they had to have people down there. Because most of the people that came from down that side was talking about they won. You know what I'm saying? There was a lot of people on their side down there. So how can everybody that come out there that got cell phone in their pocket, what are you doing at the finish line? Why are you not recording at the finish line? I don't understand that point. If you stay at the finish line, you should have a camera out. If you ain't recording something, you shouldn't be in the way. Second of all, you should just be in the middle. You taking up space at the finish line. That's just how I feel. But I feel like the side that won didn't have no video to say they won. And I'm pretty sure the side that lost not gonna show the video, because if the video showing them they lose, why would you, if you and somebody, you with somebody, or you betting your money with them and you got the video of showing them losing, you're not gonna show that video. I'm just trying to give y'all drop some comment. I'm trying to give y'all some understanding, so when you're out there in the field 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and you listen to me, you understand that I say this to you. Just because you ain't got a video doesn't mean somebody else ain't got a video of showing that the person that they bet with lost. Why would you show that video? Ask yourself, would you show that video? If you just bet $500 on the side, or $100 on the side, even $20 on the side, and you got the only video that showed the person that you bet with losing, would you show that video? No. So in this second race, that's exactly what happened. Nobody had video of the finish line. There was so much people at the start of the race. You know what I'm saying? I guess nobody was focusing or really making sure somebody was down there recording the finish line from either camp. How can you fumble that? How can you be betting $4,000, $5,000 on a race, but you ain't taking the effort to make sure you get a good quality camera that can slow down and record your races? So when somebody say they won, you go back, look on the video, whether they pay you or not. You just know the video ain't gonna lie years and years down the road. You know what I'm saying? The choice to pay somebody is a choice. Whether you lock in, whatever, it's a choice somebody to give you that money. You know what I'm saying? That's the funny thing about racing. You know what I'm saying? Especially racing on the streets. So that second race, I don't understand how everybody out there was recording, people was going live, but even the camps gotta take they fought where it's like, yo, how can we be gambling, investing all this money in bikes, and we ain't got a camera to show the finish line? You get what I'm saying? At least put a camera, a GoPro on the bike facing the other bike, so when you race, you got that's even better footage. Having a GoPro on the dirt bike, on the drag dirt bike, and you see if it come down to a close race, you can go to the film on the bike to see how the race went. Now, this second race was not in the dark, but it was between of that time of, all right, the sun coming down, but it's still bright, but you can see another hour it's gonna be kind of dark. You know what I'm saying? So second race was between that, but it was still a good bit of light. You know what I'm saying? It was still on the light side. We still can't see everything. You know what I'm saying? So when it come down to that second race, nobody had video of the finish line. That was crazy. Crazy. Now moving on to third race. Now second race, nobody got paid because they couldn't come to this decision. Both riders saying they won. Both teams saying my rider ain't gonna lie about winning. You know what I'm saying? So everybody lied, man. Everybody lie. I lie. Your mama lie. Your daddy lie. Everybody lie. You know what I'm saying? Everybody know a lie that somebody told them growing up. Everybody lie, man. You done told lies, so that's just how it go. But why nobody had a camera, I don't know. That really bothers me. Like, we racing for all this money as a race, drag dirt bike race community, and we telling me we can't invest money to put GoPros on our bikes, at least one or two, front to back, to see, even at the finish line, have a stand for your camera. Nobody touched it. You know what I'm saying? People can't respect that. They don't need to be there. But it's all kind of things that go in this that I would just want y'all to know that if you can race for over $1,000 or $2,000, whether you got whatever you racing, but if you especially racing dirt bikes in the streets, you telling me you can't invest in a camera that's able to catch fast movements and slow it down? But you willing to invest money and rely on an iPhone, somebody off an iPhone 2 recording it? Come on, man. I don't know if the iPhone 2 had slow motion on there. You know what I'm saying? You got $40 phones that's more advanced than the iPhone 1. Believe it or not. Today in 2020, you got cheap phones that's $50 or $60 that's more advanced. A couple years ago, probably almost a decade, when the first iPhone came up. Believe it or not. They might tell you the iPhone was so advanced. It wasn't, man. It was just different, and they did a good marketing scheme with it. But moving on. So race one, it wasn't no discussion. Let's review that. Race one, it wasn't no discussion, no argument, no fighting, but nothing. No video needed to be seen at the finish line because both riders said that one win, one loss. Second race, come down where nobody had video and both riders said it was winning. So you can tell, you can predict the mood of everybody in from that second race who betted money. Whether it was big or small, tension was already high. Now come third race, which was the big race of the day. You know what I'm saying? You got the king right now. I ain't scared to say it. That was racing the KTM with gas. You know what I'm saying? The king, the big boy Honda, was racing the KTM with gas. Now I was waiting for this race all day, all night. You know what I'm saying? So when this race happened, it was already dark. And I was saying to myself, when the car lights got to stand behind you for the bikes and all that, that's when you know you've been out there a little bit too long. It's dark time. You know what I'm saying? So when it get dark, you know what happened. It's hard to see that finish line. You know what I'm saying? Camera light ain't about so bright. You know what I'm saying? So you really need a bright light to shine through the finish line. A little bit, a couple of feet before and after the finish line to get a good view of the finish line. But like I said, this ain't Street Outlaw. We ain't got the budget and nothing like that You know what I'm saying? So third race, head up, KTM with gas versus the big boy Honda, the King Honda right now. So I'm sitting right here saying to myself, I don't like racing at night. Ain't that I ain't comfortable racing at night. It's just the fact that I don't like the fact that when it's nighttime, I don't care how good the video is. It's nighttime. You're not gonna see clear as day as you have sunlight. You know what I'm saying? If y'all don't understand that. So cut it straight to the point. It was a photo line finish. Heads up. I feel like them two bikes, they should only race at a racetrack with official light. You know what I'm saying? Because that's just how fast some bikes is. But especially racing at night, man, after that second race, I didn't want something to happen, but I kind of felt like something was going to be a fuss. If it come down to a tight race, and you got to understand, the camp that raced these other boys, that first race, they lost fair and square. That's what they felt like. Second race, they felt like they felt like they won, but they ain't had no video to prove it, so they got chalked that one up. Now they mad, they angry. Now they really 0 for 2. You know what I'm saying? So you now coming in the third race, and it come down, you think them boys about to walk home knowing them boys went 0 and 3? That you smacked they big boy Honda? Them boys ain't gonna lay down like that. Them boys is not gonna lay down. I wouldn't lay down like that. It's gonna be a problem. You know what I'm saying? So third race, it came down. Them boys came down that they was looking at videos. It wasn't clear. One man said it was going off the first shadow they saw right before the finish line. I feel like the Honda won. Just off the video showing that the first shadow that came close to that finish line was from the Honda. The King Honda. So that's just my opinion. But like I said, your opinion don't matter when you ain't your bike and you ain't get the money in the pot. That's what you gotta understand about racing. So with that being said, it was a big argument and everything, but I just want to point this out. The whole purpose of me talking about these 3 races is to break down the fact that I feel like, for one, you need to have top quality cameras if you can be racing for 5,000 or more in the streets. You can at least invest in cameras, so nobody can't say that you ain't won. You got about 2 cameras on your bikes. You got cameras from the finish line. You got about 2 or 3 cameras down there ready to catch the slow motion. All that matters. Yesterday, our camera having the ability to slow down our camera and show the finish line was very important yesterday, and they didn't have that, and it led to people not getting paid. And with that third race, from my understanding, they said the Honda win and they paid out. From my understanding, I don't know, but it was a whole argument, but nobody was gonna get paid because they felt like they won. It was a lot of fussing and all that stuff like that. But what I'm saying is, if you're gonna race at night, you gotta understand you gotta put yourself in a better position. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna race at night, you better have a whole lot of money, a whole lot of lights down there at that finish line, and cameras. You know what I'm saying? Always gonna be a problem. And as a racing community, man, you need to invest in a good camera if you really trying to race and make some money. Because you don't want a situation like I just explained to you, that the first race, nobody looked at the camera. Nobody asked for no camera. Because the riders decided that one won and one lost. Cool. Second race, when you needed a camera, nobody had a camera. Nobody was recording. Everybody probably thought the bike was going to win, so we don't need to record it. Now come the third race, people got video, but it's so dark, it's very hard to say. And the people who got video can't slow it down to that perfect frame where it shows one bike in front of each other, one bike in front of the other coming through the finish line. You know what I'm saying? So invest in the camera, man, if you're gonna race. That's all I gotta say. I took about 30 minutes of y'all time to tell y'all that, but invest in the camera, man. if you're going to be out here racing. I don't care if it's daylight or what, invest in a good camera to record your races, especially the finish line. All right? Thank you for watching. Thank you for listening. And I'm out.